Joining us in the studio this afternoon to talk a little bit more about this is Charlie Gagan. He's the Director of Advocacy with the American Lung Association. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thanks for having me.
So we don't like the idea that we earned an F. So let's start at the top and then work our way down, right? Tell us a little bit about this study, how it's conducted, and what you guys look at.
So this is an annual report that focuses on ozone and particulate matter air pollution, which are the two worst air pollutants when it comes to lung health. And so this report looks at 2021 through 2023 and gives counties and metros grades for those two items.
Okay, and so do we know in our area what are the biggest causes of this pollution that got us this F?
The biggest causes are really the energy sector and the transportation sector. Power plants, factories emit all sorts of particles into the air. The cars we drive, particularly gasoline burning cars, emit all sorts of particles, and that can cause an impact on our lung health. When it comes to ozone, it takes intense heat and sunlight to cook those particles to create ozone. And as you know, here in Austin, we have a lot of heat and a lot of cars on the road.
Yeah, you know, I think a lot of people will probably hear this, they'll be seeing this, and they'll be surprised because Austin tries so hard, right? Our city leaders and our county leaders put so much energy into trying to make sure that we are doing what's best for the environment and that we are taking care of the ozone. You know, where are we missing the mark?
Well, we have made significant progress over the last two decades, really. But this year's report is concerning because we are seeing these ozone spikes, not just in Austin, but across the country. And we really believe that's driven due to increased heat as the climate changes and gets warmer.
Yeah, and so is there anything that our leaders can be doing policy-wise, changes that they can make, and then, you know, things that people can do?
I think encouraging people to be more aware of their contribution to particle pollution, whether that is trying to bike more or use public transportation, particularly as those public transportation methods are more energy efficient and carbon neutral. But we also want to make sure folks know that they can look up the air quality in their community and take action to mitigate their risks. So that might be limiting your outdoor exposure, making sure you have good air quality in your own home through venting and things like that.
Okay, but certainly aren't telling people to avoid outside in the Austin metro.
Absolutely
right?
not. Just to be aware of what the air quality is, particularly if you're in a group that's more susceptible.
Yeah, you know, of course, when we hear about these types of reports, I think people always like to know, well, who got number one? Who's the best?
There were unfortunately only two cities that received passing grades on all three of our metrics, and that was Bangor, Maine, and San Juan, Puerto Rico. Okay, and everyone else? Everyone else has work to do. In fact, more than half, almost half of the country lives in an area with a failing air quality grade. So this is something we all need to work on. Yes, we'll be certainly paying attention to that. Thank you so much for your time today.